Richie had lost hope in life, so she chose to give up her life.
As she slowly walked to the cliff's edge,
A stranger suddenly embraced her from behind.
then he tearfully urged her not to die.
Faced with the man's warm touch and stubble, Paula finally reconsidered. With Deju's comforting words, she regained her hope. Soon, Paula's father arrived at the scene. Paula fainted from overwhelming emotions. Mr. Kim hurriedly instructed his men to carry Paula to the car. As Mr. Kim was about to leave, he spotted Deju standing nearby. He approached Deju and expressed his gratitude. Then Mr. Kim took Paula home. After this incident, Mr. Kim completely changed his attitude. He embraced Paula tightly.
He apologized to Paula.
Paula also felt sorry for her father.
She kept apologizing to him.
Thus, the father and daughter reconciled. The next day, Paula gazed at the lily Deju gave, her heart aglow. She immediately made herself look great. Then she drove to where Deju worked. She bumped into Victory, who liked Deju. Seeing a strange woman approach Deju,
Victory was very closed off.
however, arrogant Paula completely ignored her. A huge pile of gifts was moved into the venue. Seeing so many organic fruits and boxes of snacks, the inexperienced boxers drooled over the treats. In contrast, Deju remained very calm.
She believed she shouldn't accept such an expensive gift from Paula.
But Paula felt she must repay her life-saving grace. She held firm on giving to Deju. She said she only knew how to repay it in this way. Only then would she feel a bit more at ease, seeing her insistence.
And to not hurt her goodwill.
So, Deju had to accept
And promised she would enjoy it.
After this incident, Paula started to like Deju. Deju's victory felt threatened. She went to the mall and asked Songsi about Paula. Songsi pretended to be knowledgeable in front of the one he liked and made up that Paula was a promiscuous woman. Victory felt really anxious after this to compete for the scarce mating rights.
She quickly found Paula.
Without a word, she filled the glass with the teetering. Then she said she would challenge Paula. Also said the winner would gain permanent rights to Deju. At this point, Paula and Deju were not linked.
For the sake of a woman's pride,
Paula still accepted the challenge. Shortly after, Deju and Songsi rushed over. Victory was now completely wasted. Seeing this, Songsi took Victory back. Faced with such an absurd scene, Deju asked Paula what was going on. Unexpectedly, Paula said, "Hey Deju, you're mine now." After saying that, Paula collapsed helpless. Deju had to carry Paula home.
Paula too showed unprecedented happiness.
She sang folk songs all the way home.
When she woke up the next day,
Paula remembered how she acted while drunk. She instantly felt embarrassed. She then found Deju again. Then she was splashed by Deju. So Deju took her to his room and let her wear his clothes.
unexpectedly,
Paula and Deju's clothes was seen by Victory.
Victory mistakenly thought they were clothes.
She instantly burned with jealousy. She grabbed Paula by the hair and pulled her out.
Then she pressed her against the smooth floor.
Then she scolded Paula as that girl who flirts with every man. He even claimed that Deju said this. Paula was angry to hear this. She turned and left without looking back. Witnessing this, Deju hurried out to explain. But Paula refused to listen. In the end, they parted ways on bad terms. Later, Deju scolded Victory. He told her that Paula is not that kind of person.
Victory soon realized she had crossed a line.
This embarrassed him greatly. Coincidentally, it was Victory's birthday. Deju prepared a gift for her. He asked her to fetch it herself, but Victory grabbed the wrong Paula. She wore Paula's clothes to apologize to her, and she bragged that this was a birthday gift from Deju. To Paula's surprise, she nearly laughed hysterically. To get back at Victory, Paula confronted her with the truth. She straightforwardly told Victory, "This is my dress."
What?
"I had no choice but to leave the clothes at the gym." "You thought it was a gift for you? Don't fool me."
But she had fully processed it.
Paula continued to mock Victory. Victory snapped upon hearing this.
She opened the package and returned it to Paula.
And she told Paula she said she meant to apologize.
Because she shouldn't have called Paula loose.
And Deju never said Paula was loosened, but now he found Paula really awful. Deju shouldn't have saved the suicidal Paula. He should have let Paula die. After that, Victory left in anger, leaving Paula filled with guilt.
Then Victory walked back sadly in a tank top.
At that moment, her friends were set to celebrate her birthday. But just then, they saw Victory walking back in a tank top. After Victory vented her feelings, Deju learned that Paula had humiliated Victory. This made Deju very angry, so he went to find Paula. Without saying a word, he scolded Paula. He blamed her for being so cruel and direct, stating that he only saw Victory as a sister. But Paula countered Deju. He said hiding it was the worst cruelty to Victory. Then Deju admonished Paula again. He asked why she didn't care about Victory's tank top. Victory would find shame more painful than death. In the end, scolded Paula for being not understand and care about others' feelings. After that, Deju left in anger. At that moment, Paula took off her shoe and threw it at Deju, and shouted at Deju, "Are you the only humans? I've been worried for quite a while." She took off her clothes and ran out. I was also very worried about her. By the next day, Teju found Victory and apologized to Victory, said he had known for a long time that Victory liked to sell,
but he couldn't accept it
because he did not have a heart left to love others. Then he brought the real gift to Victory and congratulated Victory. Thus Victory finally felt relieved. Meanwhile, Paula, who has muscle weakness, went for a checkup. Coincidentally, the doctor was Jianyu, her match from before. Since that blind date, Jianyu couldn't stop thinking about Paula.
He really wanted to spark a romance with Paula,
but Paula directly rejected him and said she'd never marry this life. But Jianyu won't quit. Instead, he kept pestering Paula. In her anger, Paula gave Jianyu a good beating. Yet, even so, Jianyu still wouldn't back down. Soon after, Jianyu approached Paula again. Seeing Jianyu's relentless pursuit, Paula had no choice but to agree to a date with him. They then headed to the aquarium. On the way, Paula seemed very reluctant, but soon after, a few seals swam out. Watching the chubby seals, Paula's feelings towards Jianyu began to change. On the other hand, to thank Teju for saving Paula, Mr. Kim called Teju. He told Teju to ask for anything he wanted, yet Teju felt no desire, so he politely declined Mr. Kim's kindness. Seeing Teju's persistence, Mr. Kim didn't press further. He said Teju could reach out to him anytime he needed help. After expressing his thanks, Teju prepared to leave.
He unwittingly knocked over Kim's board.
Mr. Kim paid no mind. He said he'd clean it up. Then he turned to answer a call, but while he was on the call, Teju just had to watch. His memory revives the board fast. This move leaves Chairman Kim astonished, but what he doesn't know is that Teju is truly a rare genius. To resolve his uncertainties, Chairman Kim calls his staff. He instructs his subordinate to glance at the board. Suddenly, it nearly scares the subordinate to death. Then, Chairman Kim asks him to set up the board again. The aide nearly bursts out laughing. He claims he's no genius. How could he restore the board with just a glance? He thinks he has a genius memory to confirm his theory. After some time, Chairman Kim brings Teju in again. He acts as if he's in a match with his fate, but he's about to lose. He hopes Teju can teach him.
To his surprise, Teju awkwardly admits he can't play.
So, Chairman Kim intentionally scrambles the board. Then, he mutters to himself. His aide will likely say he's cheating. Teju stays calm when he sees this. With his remarkable memory, he returns the pieces to their place. Faced with the scene, Chairman Kim is utterly amazed, eager to help Teju. His admiration for Teju soars, but he doesn't know that Teju is truly special. Many years ago, he held the title of the nation's genius boy, but a friend's suicide changed things. He started running away. When he calmed down and got home, his mom was deep in debt searching for him. In the end, she vanished from debt.
For all these years, he's been searching for her whereabouts. Fortunately,
20 years on, he heard from his mom after 8 quiet years. He learned she hid from debt, setting up a restaurant at the far end of the village alone. He immediately rushed over, but just then, he saw Kahan demanding money from his mother. His mother pleaded with the creditor for more time, but the creditor refused to budge. Witnessing all this, Teju felt his heart torn apart. Teju wished to reunite with her, but she looked at him with disdain. Instead, she shouted for him to leave.
His departure had ravaged her life.
Teju knew he was to blame, so he knelt before her. Yet, despite that, his mother still wouldn't forgive him. She still angrily demanded he leave. To seek his mother's forgiveness, Teju pleaded with his mother on how to be forgiven.
Mother harshly told him to get
30 million to clear her debts.
He quickly returned to the gym.
But to his surprise, the owner has lived on loans for 50 years. Lee could not lend Teju any money. He even hoped to borrow 40 million from Teju.
With no choice, Teju dashed to the bank, but he was completely rejected.
The good news was that his friend Zongzi entrusted all his wealth to him. However, Zongzi's fortune was merely a drop in the bucket. Even one wealthy friend around,
Teju suddenly remembered Mr. Kim's words.
"Come find me if you need anything." To reunite with his mother, Teju didn't care about losing face. He quickly found Mr. Kim and requested a loan from him. For this genius at hand, Mr. Kim gladly agreed. Furthermore, Mr. Kim also arranged a job for him, that being a personal driver for his daughter. However, what Mr. Kim didn't expect was that his son's death was related to Teju.
He tops every subject.
But today, he lost to a new transfer student.
For the first time, he felt defeat.
The genius Jin Yoon-kyu was not feeling good. From then on, Yoon-kyu began to spar with Han Taehyung.
Whether it was math, physics, or chemistry, Yoon-kyu aimed to beat Taehyung. Even in gym class, Yoon-kyu wanted to prove he was better. Yet, despite Yoon-kyu's zeal to win, Taehyung was indifferent. He had no plans to compete. Soon after, the math teacher assigned a paper. Everyone was amazed by Taehyung's paper. Even Yoon-kyu found it hard to believe. His strong pride made him quickly search, gathering evidence that Taehyung did not write it himself. When class started, the teacher praised both Yoon-kyu and Taehyung's papers highly. But just then,
Young-kyu presented evidence of Taehyun's plagiarism.
The teacher exploded with rage.
He instantly summoned Taehyun's mom. What Taehyun found hard to accept was his mom didn't believe him, and she harshly scolds him without a second thought. Mother's style makes him very sad. In a fit of frustration, he chooses to skip school. Just then, he meets a girl in the library.
This girl is very spoiled. She spots a book in the library.
A fairy tale called The Snow Queen. She plans to buy it for 10 times its cost. But this isn't a bookstore, so the manager scolds her and refuses her. Displaying her money quickly attracts bad students' attention. When she steps outside, the bad students surround her and rob her of everything she has. Just then, later, Taehyun not only buys her 6 brain boosters and gives her cat their home. This touches Emily deeply.
To stay in touch with Tyler,
She quickly pulls out the latest pager and gives it to Tyler and says she'll ask Taehyun to repay next time. The next day, Tyler receives a page from Emily, but at the airport, he finds out that Emily plans to sneak onto a plane.
but the girl didn't know that.
Tyler is also a minor. This left the girl very upset. Just as they were about to eat, the ticket seller showed up with security.
Notice the security.
The girl immediately grabbed Tyler and ran. Before Tyler could figure out what was happening, the girl pulled Tyler onto the airport runway. Then they started playing I Envy, the shyly unspoken Solomoni sprint. Afterwards, they spent the day at the amusement park. They rode the I Envy by the shyly unspoken Solomoni Ferris wheel. During this time, Tyler learned that the girl's dream destination was Lapland from a fairy tale.
When they said goodbye,
They promised to meet again. On the flip side, she gave the proof to the teacher. Thus, Tyler cleared his name. So he went to Tyler's family's roadside stall. He claimed he came for noodle, but deep down, he wanted to apologize to Tyler, but didn't get to speak. A group of bullies stormed the stall. Seeing the chaos, Sanku rushed to help, but he ended up pinned to the ground after this incident. To becoming the best of friends, in the days that followed, they studied together and shared some laughs. They often needed bright images. Tyler learned that Senku originally dreamed of becoming a boxer, but his father wanted him to be a math whiz. So, obedient Senku took his father's wish as his only goal. Soon after, for this competition, Senku was set on winning. He was the top contender. Surprisingly, Tyler took the title.
this was a thunderbolt out of the blue for the proud Senka.
It filled him with immense jealousy towards Tyler. Stunned by the setback, he had a huge argument with Tyler. On his way home, feeling distraught,
He faced a speeding truck.
and chose not to swerve away.
Tyler was shattered by the news. He blamed himself for Senku's death.
And so it was. Tyler forgot his promise to the girl. The girl waited in the pouring rain all day. In the end, she never waited her oppa. And this girl was little Paula. It's his first day at work. The rude Paula began mocking him. Money is great. I thought we would never meet again. And yet here we are, meeting again. It's nice to see you, Diju. And she took Diju on purpose. She went to her friend's store where he works, saying she was buying Diju a pair of special driver boots. But her true intention was to humiliate Diju in front of her friends. Of course, the genius Diju knew her intentions, so he exposed her right away.
This bored Paula. So she turned and walked away.
To keep embarrassing Diju, Paula set many rules for Diju. Why Diju borrowed so much money? She even asked if Victory knew he was her chauffeur. After this wave of meddling, Diju felt worse than Son Wukong listening to Ting San Chan. So after everyone else left the elevator, he finally spoke, saying Paula could say anything about him, but don't mention Victory. He did not want to discuss things with Paula,
Because he was just a veteran driver of normal cars.
After that, he walked out of the lift. Paula felt worse than if she'd eaten spoiled food.
Once they reached the parking lot,
Paula snatched the keys from the driver, and right then, she fired him, then told him to leave. But the driver said he was hired by Chairman Jin. Infuriated, Paula threw the luggage at him. Yet, he pushed her to get in. Just as he picked up the luggage, Paula angrily sat in the driver's seat. Before he could respond, Paula revved the big truck to 180 mph. Then she crashed headlong into the wall. Once they got home, Director Hao reprimanded the driver, and Paula watched gleefully from the side. After Director Wu left, she smugly told the driver, "This is only the start."
she told him to be ready.
And the driver handed the borrowed 30 million to his mother. Yeah, even so, his mother still didn't forgive him, so he had to leave sadly. Later, the driver took Paula to school as instructed by Chairman Jin. After discovering this, Paula resisted strongly. She even thought about jumping from the car. This led to another big fight between them. They were so riled up, they missed 7 wolves. Then Paula went to the wholesale market to look at clothes. She noticed Jin had followed her.
Paula was quite annoyed.
To get rid of Jin, she agreed to go on a date with Eager Guy. When they reached the parking lot, Paula ditched Eager Guy. She claimed she was just joking. This made Eager Guy very angry. He forcefully dragged Paula onto his tractor. At this critical moment, Jin appeared. eager guy aimed to use his family's old skills, the 8th set of calisthenics. Against Jin. Unexpectedly, Jin countered him and knocked him to the ground. Eager guy became as meek as the lychee drizzled cow. Later, Jin wanted to comfort Paula, but Paula started arguing with him again. Seeing how much Paula hated him, Jin said he would quit his job as a driver. But when he went to quit the next day, Paula had no intention of letting him quit. She even mentioned the 30 million he borrowed wasn't repaid. Jin then realized Paula was just a master of words, but she's kinda hard. The two then arrived at the school library. While helping Paula find math materials, Teju was drawn to a math academic paper. He immediately remembered his late friend Tenku, so he started to read it with interest, and Paula quietly watched him read for over an hour. Facing a paper she couldn't understand, Paula became very curious about Teju. Just as Paula was leaving the library, Jianyu found Paula again. Seeing someone bothering Paula, Teju stepped up without a word and held him back. When Jianyu turned around, Teju realized Jianyu was the doctor he had seen in the hospital. After the mix-up was resolved, Jianyu invited Paula out for dinner again. This time Paula agreed. Teju helped Paula submit her work. Just then, he noticed Paula missed one question, so he habitually started to solve it, but before he could erase it, a student took it away. The next day, Paula immediately received high praise from the professor. This left Paula very confused, so she asked Teju, "Did you write the assignment?" "How exactly are you, Teju?" Teju claimed he copied it. Paula didn't believe him. She told him to find the plagiarized book in the library, but Teju said he couldn't find it. This made Paula very angry. Teju had no choice but to say he'd look again. Just then, he discovered the fairy tale of the Snow Queen. Paula asked why he wasn't searching for the book. Teju asked her if she knew where the Snow Queen was. Paula replied it was in Lapland. Teju was surprised that few people knew that. Paula retorted, asking how he knew. Telling Paula about a little girl. Paula was shocked to hear this, because that little girl was her. Paula could hardly believe it. The option dreamed of for 8 years was right before her, and Paula was not ready to be recognized. So Paula said nothing and laughed. This left Teju completely bewildered. He thought Paula was upset because she couldn't find the plagiarized book. Stay up all night and finish his math report. The next day, he meant to give the report to Paula, but Paula had already confessed to plagiarizing it. The professor made her sing a song for punishment. Just when Paula felt extremely embarrassed, Teju quietly came in and raised his hand to take her place. He even claimed to be Paula's Dark Knight. This caused the class to burst out laughing. Then Teju went up to the podium, and he started singing the folk song with his off-key voice. The classmates laughed louder with his singing. Paula was so embarrassed she wished she could hide in a ditch. After class, Teju said he saved Paula from the situation. Paula should be thankful to him. Paula asked what kind of gratitude he wanted. Teju said he wanted Paula to call him Papa. After all, he was older than her. But Paula seemed very reluctant. Seeing this, Teju had to say he was just joking. But just as he was about to leave, Paula spoke up. "Brother, silly." Then they played a game that I envied by awkwardly not willing to say Saranji. But at that moment, Paula suddenly fainted. Teju hurriedly took Paula to the hospital. After asking Jianyu about her condition, Teju learned that turns out Paula had muscular dystrophy since childhood. The next day, Paula noticed Teju didn't go to work, so she went to find Teju. She found out when asked. Teju ran away once due to trouble. His mother never forgave him. Paula then said Teju should keep visiting his mom and go again tomorrow. Go straight there until his mother forgives him. She said Teju's mom waited 8 years. It's not easy to forgive right away. Teju found this very reasonable, so from that day on, Teju visits his mom every day, seeking his mother's forgiveness. Soon after, Paula and Teju took Mr. Kim to the airport. Once Mr. Kim left, they began to chat. Teju looked again at the runway and brought up his encounter with the little girl. Teju instantly recalled thinking about the seat of his best friend's dad, not wanting to discuss such a painful experience. Teju said he forgot why. This made Paula, who had missed him for 8 years, instantly unhappy. She instantly made a choice against her beliefs. She sprinted onto the runway, and she kept crying that the little girl from that day was her. However, Teju was too far away, blocked by security. He couldn't hear what Paula was shouting. When she got home, Paula made another controversial decision. She chose to be bold. Instead, she asked Teju out to meet at the amusement park at 2 p.m. and she made sure Teju would go. She said that when she got there, she'd remember a man she had resolved to tell Teju. She was the little girl. However, Teju felt a bit confused after hearing this. As night fell, Jianyu found Teju and said he had feelings for Paula. Teju remembered his conversation with Paula. He thought Paula wanted a man, so he decided to help them out. On the agreed day, Paula arrived early at the amusement park. He